Leonard Ellerbe recently responded to the reports claiming Floyd Mayweather lost a fortune estimated at around $1.1 billion, admitting that the news did not shock him. Having worked closely with Floyd for many years, Ellerbe witnessed firsthand the extravagant lifestyle, luxury purchases, and enormous spending habits that surrounded the boxing icon. In his view, those expensive choices eventually contributed to the financial challenges and questions that later emerged about Mayweather's wealth. Leonard Ellerbe believes that reaching the level of fame, success, and attention that Floyd Mayweather achieved naturally brings criticism from every direction. He explained that public figures will always face negative opinions regardless of what they accomplish. According to Ellerbe, the real test is not avoiding criticism altogether, but learning how to respond to it and remain focused despite the constant noise surrounding you. Leonard Ellerbe also suggested that Floyd Mayweather had all the ingredients necessary to build a lasting and highly successful business empire beyond boxing. However, he noted that creating that kind of long-term legacy requires discipline, patience, and a commitment to making smart decisions over time. In his opinion, greater focus and stronger planning could have helped transform Floyd's success in the ring into an even larger business achievement outside of it. Logan Paul took another shot at Floyd Mayweather Jr., claiming that he is still waiting to receive the remaining $1.5 million he says is owed from their exhibition bout. The YouTube star-turned-boxer once again raised the issue publicly, keeping the dispute alive and fueling further discussion among fans about whether the payment was ever fully settled between the two sides. Teddy Atlas pointed out that many of the same people who once praised and celebrated Floyd Mayweather throughout his career are now among those mocking him the loudest. He believes there is a tendency for some individuals to enjoy watching successful figures struggle, especially after years of dominance. According to Atlas, much of the current criticism is driven by people taking satisfaction in what they view as a dramatic fall from the top. WAC 100 completely rejected the idea that Floyd Mayweather is broke, arguing that true wealth cannot always be measured by bank accounts alone. He believes Floyd's greatest asset is the peace of mind he has developed over the years, along with his ability to ignore rumors, criticism, and public speculation. In WAC's view, someone who remains unbothered by outside negativity is far richer than many people realize. Polly Malignaggi believes much of the speculation surrounding Floyd Mayweather's finances stems from Floyd himself putting his wealth on public display. According to Malignaggi, if Mayweather had chosen to keep his financial matters private and avoided constantly showcasing his riches, far fewer people would question the size of his fortune today. Instead, years of flaunting luxury created an environment where every financial rumor is now heavily scrutinized by fans and critics alike. A boxing analyst recently examined the financial questions surrounding Floyd Mayweather, a fighter who built much of his public image around extraordinary wealth and success. Throughout his career, Mayweather worked alongside major industry figures, including Steven Espinoza and Showtime. Now, however, he is reportedly pursuing a lawsuit worth approximately $340 million over earnings he claims remain unpaid. While longtime advisor Al Heyman is not named in the legal action, the growing list of disputes has continued to attract attention. The analyst also suggested that Mayweather's lavish lifestyle may have contributed to his current situation, citing his fleet of luxury cars, expensive jewelry collection, private jet, and other high-cost assets. The financial burden associated with luxury homes, costly rental agreements, and reported outstanding obligations eventually became the subject of multiple legal disputes. One Miami couple who leased a condominium to Floyd Mayweather claimed that nearly $500,000 in rent remained unpaid. Reports suggest that payments were initially made, but communication later broke down when attempts were made to recover the remaining balance. Financial observers argue that excessive spending, inadequate oversight, and relying too heavily on others to manage important financial matters may have contributed to the situation. They note that wealth and fame alone do not guarantee financial security, and even world-famous athletes can face serious setbacks when their finances are not carefully managed. Polly Malignaggi and Chris Algieri recently discussed how Floyd Mayweather could face financial concerns despite earning enormous sums throughout his boxing career. Malignaggi admitted that it is difficult to understand how someone operating at Mayweather's level could allow such significant amounts of money to become an issue. He explained that while purchases like luxury cars and expensive jewelry are common among wealthy athletes, the scale of Mayweather's earnings was on an entirely different level. Algieri added that during the peak of Floyd's career, even revenue lost or overlooked from a single major event could represent millions of dollars. Over time, repeated financial mistakes of that magnitude can grow into much larger problems. Malignaggi also compared the situation to several past examples within boxing, including fighters such as Mike Tyson, who suffered major financial losses due to poor management and the influence of people around them. Both Malignaggi and Ellerbe emphasized that Mayweather's reported financial concerns likely did not appear overnight years after earning massive purses. Instead, they suggested that certain issues may have recently come to light, or that someone began taking a closer look at his financial records. Their discussion serves as another reminder that even the biggest stars in boxing remain vulnerable to financial troubles, regardless of how much money they earn during their careers. Veteran boxing reporter Dan Rafael admitted he was not surprised by reports linking Floyd Mayweather to financial difficulties following his retirement from the sport. According to Rafael, anyone who closely followed Mayweather's career could have anticipated potential challenges because of how openly he displayed his extravagant lifestyle. Private jets, luxury vehicles, expensive vacations, and constant demonstrations of wealth became a regular part of his public image. Rafael noted that Mayweather operated on a level of spending that very few people could relate to, and much of it was documented through interviews, social media posts, videos, and public appearances over the years. Dan Rafael further argues that this type of spending pattern can eventually create financial trouble for almost anyone, regardless of how much money they earn. He believes that even someone with Floyd Mayweather's extraordinary earning power can face difficulties when luxury spending becomes excessive and long-term planning takes a back seat. According to Rafael, Mayweather maintained a lifestyle built around constant travel, expensive purchases, and a level of luxury that required enormous ongoing costs. He sees the situation as an important lesson for athletes and celebrities alike, emphasizing that massive income alone does not guarantee lasting financial security. In his view, a combination of uncontrolled spending and weak financial management helps explain how someone who generated record-breaking wealth could still encounter financial pressure later in life. Analyst Fannin recently discussed Floyd Mayweather's legal actions, explaining that after facing growing financial concerns, the former champion decided to pursue legal claims against several individuals connected to his past business dealings. Fannin noted that despite earning well over $1 billion throughout his undefeated boxing career, Mayweather now alleges that a significant portion of those funds never fully came under his direct control. The lawsuit targets Showtime and former executive Stephen Espinoza, with allegations involving the handling of finances connected to longtime advisor Al Heyman. While Heyman is not officially listed as a defendant, Fannin explains that Mayweather believes certain key figures played important roles in the management of his earnings and financial affairs. According to the lawsuit, revenue generated from some of Floyd Mayweather's biggest events, including his blockbuster fights against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, was allegedly directed into accounts associated with Al Heyman rather than being fully transferred to Mayweather himself. The filing further claims that when Floyd's representatives later attempted to review Showtime's financial records, they were reportedly informed that key documents were unavailable or could no longer be located, raising additional concerns about how the money was handled. Fannin believes the situation highlights the challenges that can arise when athletes operate within extremely complex financial systems. He notes that relying heavily on outside managers while maintaining limited oversight can create vulnerabilities that lead to substantial losses. In his view, the lawsuit is not only an effort to recover funds Mayweather believes were mishandled, but also a spotlight on the complicated financial relationships that often exist between fighters, promoters, advisors, and broadcasting companies. WAC 100 insists that Floyd Mayweather remains calm and unaffected by the criticism surrounding his finances, arguing that he pays little attention to social media narratives or public speculation. He explains that much of Mayweather's wealth is reportedly spread across multiple entities, including trusts, businesses, investments, and other financial structures, making it difficult for outsiders to accurately assess his true net worth. Because of that, WAC believes many assumptions about Floyd's finances are based on incomplete information. He maintains that Mayweather is still financially secure and fully confident in his position. Beyond money, WAC also emphasizes that Floyd places significant value on personal happiness and family life, particularly the time he spends with his grandson. According to him, Mayweather measures success not only by financial wealth, but also by the peace and fulfillment he enjoys away from boxing. That wraps up today's video. We appreciate you watching all the way through. Be sure to stay tuned for more breaking boxing news, exclusive updates, and in-depth analysis coming soon. Don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss the next big story from the world of boxing.